So welcome back, masters. So now let's move on to our wisdom part. So today's topic, it is about what is the what are the things that we need to be careful or to avoid in our spiritual journey. So before that, I would like to just recap like what we discussed in the last session. So this book, the Fakir, actually, this book, it is about the conversation that happens between a person called Rudra and Sai Baba. This book, it is nothing about Baba's life story or anything like that. It's all the channeled messages which the author got. The conversation, like the Rudra keeps asking some questions about life, spirituality, and all, and Baba answers. And sometimes they will be having some astral travel to different villages, mountains, and all, where Baba explains in a very practical way. So, like that, in the last session, Rudra was curious to know about like what is the difference between charity and compassion. So the answer that what Baba explained was charity, it is something like what we do to others, but having with different kinds of reasons we have. There could be some expectations also. For example, sometimes what we do is if my child gets secures good grades, I will donate to the charity or some annadana we do, or if my health is better, it gets better, I will donate some clothes or money or food, something like this, right? Out of some, we keep some expectations and we do that charity. So which we all do and we know about this. But what is that different from compassion is, compassion is something like we do out of love without any expectation. I mean, if we see some people hungry, if we see someone is in need of something, we just do it out of love. There is no other expectation involved over there. It is only the love which gets connected between us and the other people. So there is nothing else. So that is the difference between charity and compassion. So again, what Baba says is, when we are doing charity, since we have some expectation, again there will be some kind of karmic bond between the person who is doing and the person who is receiving because of the expectation. So, and also we discussed about like three types of karma over there, which is similar to the compassion. So punya karma, papa karma, and satya karma. So as we know, punya karma is something we do good for the others, and yeah, we have some expectation like okay, when I'm doing something good in the future, that punya will be there to me or my family or my kids or anything like that, with that kind of expectation. That is punya karma. And again, for to enjoy that punya, we need to take the birth. And papa karma, as the name indicates, we are doing something harm, either through our thoughts, words, or actions to others. So that again we need to come and learn the lessons, take rebirth and learn the lessons because of the papa karma. And now finally the satya karma, which is a neutral one. That is, we are doing good to others or good to ourselves or to the universe or whatever it could be, our actions, but without an expectation that when I'm doing this action, something good will happen to me. So this is equivalent to the compassion. Without any expectation from others, we are just doing it out of love. So at that point, we don't have any karmic bond between each person, between me and the other person, and also the karma will be like a neutral one. So just surrender to the universe, that universe has given us an opportunity to help someone. It's like not we are helping, it is through us, the help is been given to the other person. So that is Satya Karma. So we had discussed all these things in the last session. So now let's move on to today's topic. So Rudra is asking Baba, Baba, when we indulge in compassion and charity or anything spiritual, what are the things we have to be careful about or avoid? So for that, Baba is answering, Beta, like Baba calls him like Beta. So Beta, very often on the path of spirituality, we tend to create more obstacles for ourselves than all the past life karmas and the movement of the planets can conjure. Mankind has an infinite aptitude and an inherent tendency to create problems for itself. Some of the best work in self destruction comes forth when one is on the path of spirituality. Very often, people think they are moving higher and higher on this path, when in reality, spiritual rot has set in and threatens to cover the divine spark within each of those individuals. Unfortunately, those who are on this spiritual path of creating hurdles for themselves assume that they are superior, blessed, fortunate, or more evolved than all those around them, or those who are trying to make them see the reality or help them back on the road to a humble spiritual life. The first pitfall on the path of spirituality is ego. Ego is not about personality or individuality, but about the refusal to see the inherent truth about oneself. When a person refuses to acknowledge the sludge within, when an individual refuses to keep an open mind, when an individual is under an illusion that only what he or she thinks, says, or does is right and everybody else is wrong, spiritual rot sets in fast and murky. Everybody has an ego. The drive to push an individual to work harder, go beyond one's comfort zone, and to strive to become the best or a better human being is not ego. It is one's journey. But when one refuses to be open to listen and learn, then that is when the false ego has set in, and then one's spiritual pace gets a setback, and our vehicle starts going in the reverse direction. One of the main qualities of a sage or an evolved person is humility. You will see them interact with a child and a scholar with the same sense of humility and the lack of ego. He or she is like a child eager to learn and never assumes that he or she has all the answers or that the person's point of view is baseless. But the moment an individual assumes that he or she knows everything and or is always right, then the rot sets in and the individual spiritual evolution halts. And further, Baba is telling, Beta, when you are on the spiritual journey, when you are moving on the path, your energy or Kundalini Shakti shall rise, and with that rise, so shall your propensity for pride. You shall get, you might get visions, have experiences, avail prophecies, and feel more powerful as you are swimming in the ocean of oneness. The time spent in prayer, meditation, and charity slowly makes an individual feel that he or she is superior to others. This might happen consciously or unknowingly. This feeling of being special comes to everybody, either special to one's god, goddess, or guru, or inherently special, as the understanding is that it is only if one is special can they experience all the things which one has begun to experience on this path of prayer, meditation, healing, and charity. The moment that happens and one refuses to see the rot which has set in or ignore the stench of spiritual deterioration, one's spiritual journey has taken speed but in the reverse direction. Next, Rudra is asking, Baba, why does the ego set in when on the path of spiritual, sorry, why does the ego set in when one is on the path of spirituality? Shouldn't, in fact, ego be diminished and humility increases in the path of spirituality? For that, Baba is telling, yes, my child, but ego sets in because the individual begins to think that he or she is special, and worse, that he or she is the doer and not a vessel for goodness to flow. The moment you think you are the doer, ego sets in. The moment you think you are praying, you are healing, you are channeling, you are providing, you are giving charity, you are compassionate and humble, ego sets in. Till you're certain that you are the vehicle through which all this is taking place, you are safe. Till you believe yourself to be just a vessel, a medium, an instrument, you are safe. The moment you believe you are the doer, you are the one, and you are the special, ego and spiritual decline is set. Yes, for sure, you have to give your best to each moment, but when you believe that it is you who is doing these things, thinking things, saying these things, curing and performing miracles, then your downfall commences, and in a blink of an eye, in reality, you're in quicksand when, according to you, you're soaring with the angels. When you give your best, but with a firm realization that is only through their grace that everything noble and good takes place, and we have the good fortune of being blessed that something good comes forth from simple folks like us, and that we are only the instruments for the God Guru's glory to shine through. We are secure in their love and protection. Thus, it is mandatory and crucial that we remind ourselves countless times a day. In fact, best would be if we never forget, even for a single moment, that we are the mere mediums or channels or instruments for their music to flow through us, be it in the big things of life or in the humblest moments. When we go about each moment in gratitude and humility, it is that our spiritual journey catches speed and we truly begin to climb that elusive mountain. And finally, Baba is telling, when we watch each thought, word, action as an observer, we will see how often our ego is at play, and it never fails to astound me as to how easily we forget the simple rule that I am not the doer, I am just the instrument through which all good and noble from the Almighty flows through me. So this is such a subtle thing, masters. Like we ourselves sometimes we don't know. This has come into us. We like easily say like, yes, I have done this. It was me who has done this. Without me, it would have not happened. I helped that person. So such things with the word I, we always do that, right? Without our knowledge, also we just keep saying that. So for that, this is very subtle things. Without our realization, it keeps happening. So for that, Baba is telling, first thing is mindfulness, how much conscious we are with our thoughts, words, and actions. And the other thing is what I felt, the more we feel gratitude, the more we are like thankful to the universe for giving us opportunities for everything. For example, when we are like cooking, just we can just thank the vegetables, like how we, when we are cutting the vegetables, right from the farmers, they would have harvested it and sent to the market, and in the market the shopkeepers, and again in the where the small shopkeepers, and also our family members. So like that, when we think just of the vegetables or the fruits, right from the farmers till our family members, we can start thanking when we are cutting the vegetables. Like in every act, for example, when we are taking bath, thanks for the water. So, first of all, we should be thankful to the universe for providing us the water to drink, bath, and for all our other necessities. So it's not only about water, the person, the plumber, the government, everything comes, right? So there actually for every moment we can keep on thanking. The list won't end. So what I felt is, the more we are in the gratitude mode, I think we keep grounded, and also it is like the doership attitude won't come in. So this will help us, and also Baba also is like mentioning, right, the when we go about each moment in gratitude and humility, so then our spiritual journey catches speed and we are like going in the forward direction. So here Baba is telling what is that we might fall down in the spiritual journey, and for that what we have to do so that we don't get stuck over there. So this was a topic today, masters, about the spiritual journey and what is the pitfall and how we can avoid it. So if you have any questions or anything you would like to share, your thoughts or experiences about this topic, please unmute. Okay, masters. So if nothing is there, then we can close the session, and let's join in our next session with one more beautiful meditation and wisdom. So have a nice day. and weekend. Thank you.